Welcome, my name is Elise, and today I am going to share with you about holistic wellness. It is about caring for your whole self, and that means your mind, body, and spirit. So, this journey is important to me, and I began embracing a holistic approach to wellness, which has positively impacted my life. And I wanted to share because I know that a lot of people have different relationships with their own wellness and the journey that they're on. And I think that when I was in college, my first year, I just was really having unhealthy habits, eating habits. I wasn't exercising like I used to in high school. And that really woke me up to the need for me to be committed to my wellness, to eating well, and to moving my body. But for a long time, that spiritual aspect of things was missing. And it wasn't until I came back to my faith in the later years of my college journey that I really began to grasp this concept of holistic wellness that is really focused on staying rooted in the Lord. And I think that that is something that we can all relate to as we may wax and wane on our journey, but being able to root our wellness in the Lord and in who He says that we are healthy, we're well, and we're blessed. And I think that this really is what provides the stability and the consistency that we need to really flourish in this life and to have eternal life here and now, which is really the focus of this book. And so this journey is something that I explore in much more depth in the book Holistic Wellness, which is all about cultivating this balanced and vibrant life that I speak of. So you can find the link to grab your copy in the description below. It's available on Amazon. Today I want to share with you about pillars of my holistic wellness. The first being the mind and the mental and emotional wellness that we experience. Some things that I actively do for my mental health and my mental well-being is a daily meditation. Honestly, the first thing when I wake up. And I have really been focusing on breathing somatically and meditating with my breath recently, and so that's been a practice that I've been working on. When I first began to do breathing exercises, that was also very helpful for me, but also finding mindful moments on my daily walks around my neighborhood or journaling as a part of my morning routine. Also, practicing gratitude. The power of gratitude is something that we often overlook, but it has the power to reverse depression, clinical depression. And so having a gratitude journal, as well as just thanking the Lord for all of the blessings and expressing thanks to Him when I feel it, as well, has been an amazing thing that I've been able to incorporate into my daily practice. So another thing that I want to touch on is coping and how we can manage stress and navigate emotional challenges and cultivate positive self-talk. Segueing into the next aspect of our body and our physical wellness, I think that cultivating the body and moving and incorporating joyful movement into our lives and into our routines is something that I also use as a positive coping mechanism. I really enjoy going to the Greek classes, going hiking, where or just simply on daily walks around my neighborhood. I live in an urban area, and so on my daily walks, I'm able to walk around for sometimes 2 hours and just pop into different stores and look at things and people watch. And so it's a really great way to get cardio as well as to kind of slow down and see the world around me. So I think it's good to focus on moving for energy and well-being, not just intensity. And so since I really started to incorporate walks, I did notice that, and walking into my wellness routine, and started focusing less on, weights or even like the yoga classes that can be kind of intense after a while. I felt like it gave my body time to relax and also just kind of come back down to stasis. A lot of times I think that's what we need. But I did notice that it did also have just like a slimming effect on me. So when it comes to nourishment, I do more or less do intuitive eating. And I like to also ensure that I'm eating balanced whole foods. I listen a lot to my body's cues and nourish myself with healthy foods as much as possible. I try not to incorporate any restrictive diets, and I really do allow myself to indulge if I feel like it, or if I have a craving. But that's not my life, and that's not my lifestyle, and that's not my regular routine. And so I think that that's also an important mindset to maintain, is that this is not my normal. So to eat unhealthy, my normal is to eat healthy, and I think that you can also affirm that and speak that over yourself, and so I encourage you to do that. And then, like I spoke about in my story earlier, the spirit and the spiritual and purposeful side of wellness. I think that this can, be so many different things, and you can experience this in so many different ways. And often one of the ways that I experience it is through connecting with nature. But it could also mean, finding your purpose, engaging in self-reflection, or practicing faith in whatever form that comes in, whether that's prayer or contemplation, or even sharing what your journey has been. I think that also having some daily rituals that bring you peace, meaning, or a sense of purpose can really ground you. These can be simple routines that set your day or wind it down. Things like prayer or contemplation. But also another thing that I have been doing recently that I want to share is incense. And I've been listening to Dawn Cherie Wilkerson's book Slow Burn, and she mentions, day and night, night and day, let incense arise. And so I have had this routine and ritual of burning some incense in the morning as well as in the evening, and it just kind of does bring me this peace and is a great way to kind of set the intention for the day as well as to wind down in the evenings. So I also want to acknowledge that a holistic wellness journey is not a straight line. It's perfectly normal to have off days or even periods and seasons where you feel less motivated. For me, it's all about getting back on track when you feel off or overwhelmed. You can have self-compassion and focus on small, consistent steps rather than aiming for perfection, but also just being gentle with yourself. more recently, I have been watching some videos on YouTube on having the best body in your 30s, and many of them say to focus on reducing cortisol and to actually work out less. And I think that this is something that we can think about when we are, being hard on ourselves for missing a workout. And that was something that I did this last week, was, I was kind of feeling a little under the weather, and I had wanted to go to the gym that day, but I was kind of getting down on myself, and then I had to remind myself that I should have compassion for myself and be gentle with myself, give myself time to recover, and so I think that is all a part of the process, and learning to have grace and to continue to persevere despite failure or despite falling short is an amazing part of the journey. So for all of the practices and deeper insights that I share here, this is my step-by-step guide to building your own truly balanced and vibrant life. So definitely order my book, The Holistic Wellness Method, on Amazon. The link is right in the description below. I want to also leave you with a question. What's one holistic wellness practice you swear by, or something that you are excited to try? You can share it in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more wellness tips, lifestyle vlogs, and creative inspiration. Thank you.